How's it going, guys? My name is Voss, and if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're in a 2019 Lamborghini Urus, and I don't really have much else to say. Just enjoy the cinematic. No, that was terrible. What's up, my dudes? My name is Voss, and if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. We've been trying to get back in the car review scene a little bit, and today we're in a 2019 Lamborghini Urus. Alright, so we're in the 2019 Lamborghini Urus, and I mean, I don't need to say much. It's a Lamborghini. We're going to keep the specs short. You can find those elsewhere. Let's see how it drives. But, you know, 641 horsepower, 620 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in, you know, somewhere in the 3.2 to 3.4 range. This thing's fast. It's got a curb weight of 4,800 pounds, and I mean, it's fast. For a first attempt at an SUV, this has a shared platform with the Audi Q8 and Q7, but Lamborghini made sure to change up all the styling. I mean, all the panels are different, the inside feels a lot different, it's the dual tactile feedback touchscreens, and then the gauge cluster in the middle that, depending on what mode you look, put it into, it does kind of look like a Huracan. Overall, I mean, Lamborghini killed it with this one. This one's done in Midas Iuge, or let's just go with yellow. This one's done in yellow, and it just looks so good. But no, I mean, when this came out, I think it had a base price starting around $200,000 with all the options. I've seen them in the 250s, 260 range. There's a dealer markup for a while. There was a 7 to 8 week wait time. This one was stickered right around $240,000. It was pretty optioned out, and overall, I've driven it just a hair, just enough to understand it. It's fast. It is really fast. It's so fast you can't even tell that you're going, like, it doesn't feel like a Gallardo. I haven't driven the Huracan, but, you know, it doesn't feel like a Gallardo. It's, you know, pretty high to the ground. It drives like an SUV. So let's just get to it. Put it in drive, flick the shifter up, take it off of parking, and we're off. Oh, I hope this rain holds off, but it's an SUV. And you can feel once you start up and rolling, the seatbelt kind of tightens you up quite a bit. But it just feels like an SUV. Like, it doesn't feel like a sports car, but it's so fast and aggressive. It's ridiculous. Like I said, 640 horsepower is a lot of power for an SUV or anything. It is crazy how fast this is. Like I said, depending on what mode you put it in. Like right now, we'll just drive around in Strata for a little bit, and I will try to get a feel for everything. But there's sport mode, there's Corsa. You can adjust the stiffness of the steering and suspension and everything. There's a lot of stuff you can change around in here. But, you know, right now, the SUV market is killing it. Every manufacturer's realized that sports cars are fun, they're great, but people want a practical car, and I'm going to say practical lightly because this is still a Lamborghini, but people want something practical that also can, you know, is fast, is sporty. You know, right now the sport utility vehicle market is just, it's where it's at, and Lamborghini caught on. You know, they wanted to make something that was fast, powerful, but also, you know, could seat the family. This is a very comfortable, you know, car, and they were kind of going for that market, and overall they hit it out of the park. When renderings first came out of these cars, they had a very controversial look. Some people compared it to an Aztek. I can kind of see where that is. When you see it in person, it doesn't look anything like an Aztek. It looks very aggressive. Lamborghini did not lose, sight of what their brand is. You get a lot of the hexagons everywhere, very aggressive styling and aggressive body panels. And it just, it's a really fun car to drive that is super comfortable. Another cool thing is this one comes with a clear bra and a ceramic coat. The dealer had that option put in here. But overall, this thing is fun. Let's go ahead and bump it down into sport mode. Once you put it in course, you can feel the valves open up, so we'll get to that in a second. But you can hear it already a little bit. It sounds so good, and it's 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. It's got an 8-speed automatic transmission. Shifts, you know, for what it is, it shifts very fast. Like, you can run through the gears very quickly, and it's so easy and comfortable to drive, yet it's super fast. So I see where I see what people find in these things, why it's enjoyable. It is very expensive, you know, $200-some thousand. I don't know how they're going to hold up. They're pretty new, but once you start driving, you forget about all those things. And we'll come up here, pretty turn. It takes corners and it takes turns very well. It's very composed to the turns. This one's got, yeah, it shifts really fast. Oh my gosh. You got a heads-up display. You got a dual tactile feedback. I think that's really cool. When you press down, not only is it touchscreen, but you can get a little bit of response from the displays. And you can also see a lot of stuff you see on here, like the navigation on the center display as well. You can cycle through those. There's a lot of different things. You can see blind spot monitoring. You have like a little night vision mode. Overall, tech, because the SUV market's so popular right now, tech was a very big focus in this car. And my gosh, it is amazing. It's so fast. It makes no sense. That's the best way for me to explain it. It makes no sense why Lamborghini even wants to get into this market. But unfortunately, that's where the market's going right now. People want sport utility vehicles. They don't want, you know, sports cars are great and all, but they want something they can drive year round. That it's so fast. Got sidetracked there. It takes turns really well. Let's go ahead and put this in Corsa mode. And you can hear those valves a little more, opened up a little more, and it sounds really, really good. This thing's impressive. It is extremely impressive. Unfortunately, it's starting to rain, so I don't want to push it too hard, but oh man. Shifts very, very fast. But you know, I'm not going to jump into like every feature this car has because we already talked about some of the main stuff, but other than that, it's got all the creature comforts in here. I mean, the seats are extremely comfortable. It's got this amazing stitching in there. It's got Bang & Olufsen audio. It shifts so quickly. And like I said, the bird's eye monitoring, one of the coolest features in here is the backing up and all this different. It's got like 7 or so different cameras around the entire SUV, and you can see all those things on the center screens here. It's very impressive. It shifts really quick. I can see the appeal. I'm starting to get it. You know, when you think Lamborghini, you just don't think of a sports utility vehicle. You just don't. It doesn't. It's not what comes to your mind. But once you get in one of these and drive it, you know, I was very skeptical too. But guys, it's quite good. It's quite good. And one of the best parts is because a lot of the components are sourced and kind of shared commonly with Audi, a lot of stuff is is not going to be super expensive to repair, and it's got it's similar to a Q8. It's got a similar wheelbase, a similar pattern. It's a little more aggressive. This one sits on 21-inch wheels, but there's a lot of cargo space. It can comfortably seat 5 people. I get it. I get the appeal. And 0 to 60 happens in low 3 seconds. That sound does not get old. It's pretty amazing. You can hear the brubbles a little bit. The brubbles are very, very good. It's starting to pour pretty quickly, but again, here's where it makes sense. Just because it's raining or just because the weather's a little bad doesn't mean you got to park this. You can still enjoy it, and this is the perfect time for this to happen during the review, because even in this weather, if I put it back into regular mode, put the traction and all the other stuff back on, it drives super well. It's super controlled. It handles super well, and it's pouring down pretty quick, but it's still doing a great job. And if you want to drive this aggressively and enjoy it, you can. If you want to just treat it like a daily driver, not push it super hard, you can do that as well. There's really no downside to either method you choose. Overall, this has been a blast, and it's, like I said, it's starting to rain pretty hard, so we're gonna wrap this up. So it's just a quick review and quick impressions on the Urus. I'm impressed. I get it. I get the market appeal. I understand why more people are shifting towards getting an SUV, but Lamborghini found a way to not only make an SUV, but make a very fun SUV that is extremely powerful, pretty family friendly. Where it lacks a little bit, which I'm not going to knock it for, it gets 12 city, 17 highway, so it's not like a super fuel efficient vehicle, but when you're pumping out 600 and some horsepower out of a V8 with twin turbos, I don't think you're going for gas mileage, so I'm not going to knock it there. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, consider subscribing, comment below on what else you want to see on this channel. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.